Hello, crafty friends, and welcome back. Today I am playing along with May I Scraplift You. Today we are scrap lifting B2N2, and I'm also playing along with Mad about mini paper pads. And I am documenting another heritage photo, and I am using some papers from the original Rust and Revs collection. And as you can see that I am cutting off these two borders, and they will basically bookend each side of my layout on the left and the right. And since I had to kind of rough cut it there, and I couldn't really do an exact because it had a digital blend kind of look to it. So I just took my distressing tool and roughed up the edges, and actually it looked pretty good that you can't really tell. So here is my old mini paper pad. This one's been in my stash for quite some time, and I am going to pull out some of this page that's got these postcards, and I'm going to use those pieces as embellishments, and then that piece off to the left there with the dark alphabets, that I'm actually going to cut some circles from that one and also use that as embellishments as well. So I'm making baby steps. That the first time I played along with this series, the Mad About Mini Paper Pads, I only used my mini paper pad for doing a mat on my photo, and this time I've kind of upgraded a little bit to use some more visual areas of my mini paper pads, and also use some of my, I guess I'll call it newer stash that Rust and Revs has been out for at least a year, and so I'm getting some of that used up, more of it used up. I've used some of it, so here you can see that there are my two postcards and my two circles that I have cut. And now I am just trying to work out spacing and how I'm going to embellish the rest of it. So here, now I've mixed in some of the new embellishments from, oh goodness, the new travel collection. What is it? Wanderlust Adventure or something along those lines, from 49 on Market. And so I'm going through the ephemera pack and trying to find something to go over that middle section there to cover up where the postcards and the photo don't quite reach together. So then I decide, okay, I'm going to use some of the washi tape here, and I'm trying to tear each of them in half, and I just kind of want it to peek out from behind where these two pieces are, and ultimately in the end you really don't see a lot of it, but it was still kind of just the look I was going for, is just having it peek out. So I'm going to put it on the other side as well, and then I go ahead and stick those two sides down, and then I decide to go back in that I do use a darker piece as well, and struggle with getting that in underneath of these two border pieces on each side. So I don't know how much of this I made you watch, but watching it and doing it in person was quite the struggle. So, did I need to do it? Probably not, but it did add a little something to it. So anyway, apparently I did make you watch quite a bit of it here. So you can see it's on, it's off, it's on, it's off. It doesn't stick. It doesn't go where I want it to. It's not looking, I'm all over the place, but in the end, it looks great. So, so here I flip to the other side and do the areas at the top here, kind of giving it that same look. And really, I'm just trying to bridge the two areas of washi tape to have it at the top and the bottom, and then the different color in the middle. So I get this last piece on, and I couldn't find my regular tweezers when I was packing for this crop, and so I ended up taking this pair that actually has a light on it, and I rarely like to use it with the light, and every time it seems that I picked up this pair of tweezers that the light would click on, that the center had done a spin and it would turn on. So anyway, that's what you were seeing with that bright light when I was using the tweezers. So sometimes it comes in handy. Sometimes it just looks weird when I'm using them. So there, I finally got my photo matted and just used it was a 12 by 12 piece of 49 Market foundations. Honestly, I don't know what collection it was from, but a lot of them tend to coordinate with each other, and that comes in handy when you have leftovers from past collections, and you can mix them in with the new stuff. So alright, getting my circles put down here and everything in place, and then I'm going to start working on some of the smaller elements of this layout here. So I get my postcards on, and now I'm going to focus on that middle piece. So I did end up using this frame. I used a piece of scrap paper to cover up the back of it, because the piece I wanted to use off this tag was not quite big enough to fill the opening. So that way you can't really tell that it isn't quite big enough because I have that backing on that tag. So then the other piece that I did was add the foam adhesive to give it a little dimension up off of that frame that I'm using there. And then I pulled some of these compass circle pieces to just further add to the circle element that I have of the bigger circles. And just getting those stuck down. And I forgot to put glue on that one before I put the big one down over the top of it. Holding that down. And then I decide that I'm going to put some journaling here, and really I'm just putting my dad's name and his parents' names, that this is my dad when he was in the service. And I believe that this picture is taken in my hometown, just outside of our church. Some of the houses in the background look familiar from that particular area of town. So really just adding some small tiny pieces, and then I'm going to have some close-up photos here coming up. So if you have any questions for me, please feel free to leave those down below. I will have a playlist down below for everybody playing along with both of the series, and I will post these close-up shots on my Pinterest as well as Instagram if you want to see close-up shots. So thank you very much for stopping by, and if you wouldn't mind giving me a thumbs up and subscribe if you like what you saw, and we will see you next time.